guys, it's Whitney from Sporty Afros, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how going natural changed my life. And so I'm sure you're wondering, how would just simply cutting out perms change someone's life? Well, let me tell you. I've been natural for about 4.5 years, and so I transitioned for about 5 months, and then I did the big chop, and so I'll insert a picture right here. So that's me in about 3 months after I big chopped. And so I've grown my hair out, cut it off, colored it, had braids, all different types of things. And so I'll insert a couple of pictures right here. So that's me just wearing my hair a couple of different ways. But when I initially went natural, I was really, really scared. I didn't know what my hair was going to look like. And the reason I ended up going natural is because my hair was so damaged. I had been wearing weave for about 4 or 5 years before that. And all the cornrows, and the tension from the thread on my hair, but that was before I learned about good weaves and nets and all of that. So the tension from the thread on my hair, my braids being too tight, getting perms right before I got cornrows, all of that led to my hair breaking off. And so my hair was thin, it was limp, it was lifeless, it looked awful. And so all I could think to do was to cut it off. And really my plan was to just wear a wig. And so my hair grew out to a decent length, but when I cut it off, it was actually pretty cute. So I decided to stick with it. And so I've had a perm, or I had a perm since I was a small child. My mom permed my hair probably, I was like 4, maybe 5. That's all she knew how to do. My hair was long down to my butt. It was curly. It was unruly. She didn't know how to deal with it, so she did the best she could. She chopped it off and she permed it. I mean, I can't fault her for that. But having my hair permed from such a young age, I didn't know what my hair looked like, my natural texture looked like. I didn't know how to care for natural hair. And I was really scared of kind of what I was going to do, what I was going to look like, how I was going to deal with this new hair on my head. And so, when I initially went natural, I saw lots of YouTube videos. I did tons and tons of research because nobody around me was natural at the time, so I was one of the first ones. And so through my research, and I fell victim to, natural hair envy, which a lot of us fall victim to. So trying to make my hair look like somebody's hair, trying to make my hair look like Taryn Guy's hair, or Mop Top Maven's hair, and my hair doesn't do that. So over the years, as I figured out what my hair did and what products worked for my hair and what didn't work for my hair and what styles worked, it really kind of led me on a journey of self-discovery. I really stopped trying to make my hair do something it didn't do, and what that did for me was make me stop trying to be somebody who I'm not. And I know that sounds kind of weird, and all I have to say to that, different things kind of trigger that for different people. And that's what triggered it for me, was my hair. I was trying so hard, so hard to make my hair have these perfect little ringlets, and I wanted it to be set, and I didn't want it to frizz, and I wanted, I wanted the big curls, not the little curls. And I just, I drove myself crazy doing all that. And then one day I realized my hair will never do that. My hair will never look like Taryn's hair. Her hair is beautiful and it's gorgeous, and not to say that my hair is not beautiful and gorgeous, but my hair will never do that. And when I finally realized that, it was so freeing, because I was spending all this time, all this energy, all this effort to look and to be like somebody else. And so when I realized that was huge for me. And so, as I was going through my natural hair journey, we had started initially, when I did my big chop, it started Sporty Afros.
Just in case you guys didn't know, Alex and I started Sporty Afros to provide workout hair care solutions for Black women. And one of the biggest workout hair care solutions that we recommend is going natural, because working out with natural hair makes your life a heck of a lot easier. Now, going natural isn't for everybody, so be sure to visit our site for a whole bunch of tips for a variety of hair types and textures.
So Alex and I were working out a lot. We were doing triathlons. We've done 5 triathlons, over the past couple of years. And so initially I was training for my first triathlon, and I was one of those girls that I never ever worked out. I played sports, in middle school and elementary school, middle school, not so much in high school. In college, I never worked out, and then I ended up I had to take a yoga class for a wellness credit before I graduated, and I really, really enjoyed it. So when I graduated, I just continued to work out. So I bought, my first thing I bought was P90X. I got sucked in by one of those, 2 a.m. infomercials. I saw Tony Horton on there. He's like, yeah, you can look like this too. You're going to have big muscles. I'm like, yeah, I want big muscles. I want that. So I got sucked in. Anyways, P90X is great, but as you can see, there's not much of anything there. Okay. But with that, as I started working out, as I started going on my fitness journey and realizing what worked for me, what I liked, what type of exercises I like to do, what I didn't like to do, that was kind of another journey of self-discovery, which led into nutrition. And I had always, before I started working out, I was a fast food junkie. I ate fast food at least twice a day, sometimes for all meals of the day. I did not eat a vegetable. I had never seen a vegetable. Ugh. Like, give me a hamburger, give me a cheeseburger. Why is there no cheese on this? Seriously, that's what I used to do, and I didn't think there was anything wrong with it. And so as I started working out, I slowly realized that, I can't work out and then go to Wendy's and get a double cheeseburger. Like, that is completely counterproductive. So I started learning how to cook. And it's not that I didn't know how to cook. I had grown up watching my mom cook, and my mom cooked very healthy for us. She didn't really fry food, and my mom, she set a great example for us. She had always worked out, like, since before I was born. She ate healthy. She was a perfect fitness role model for us. I just chose to not take that path initially. But now I'm really glad that I had that model to follow. But I started learning how to cook, and so I started cooking healthier recipes. So I cut out beef, I switched from beef to turkey. I cut out pork. I cut out, snacks, candy, soda, stuff that just really wasn't very healthy for me, and stuff that was counterproductive to my workout, honestly. And then it was kind of a vanity thing, because I was like, okay, I'm spending all this time, I'm working out 5 to 6 days a week, but I'm not seeing results because I'm eating cheeseburgers and french fries and nachos. If I eat healthier, then maybe my body will look better. And it's kind of backwards. You're kind of really supposed to eat healthier so you feel better and you have more energy, but I was 22, 23? That's where my mind was. So as I started eating healthier, I made really small changes over the years. Like I said, I started eating healthier meats. I started incorporating more vegetables, and as I started incorporating more vegetables, I realized that my palate had changed. And I was really, really surprised by that. Vegetables that I used to hate, that I thought were disgusting and repulsive, I would taste them, and I thought they were delicious. And so over the years, making all those small changes, I actually ended up becoming a vegetarian. And so I've been a vegetarian for over 2 years now, and it really works for me. And so if you would have told me 7 years ago, 5 years ago, that I would become vegetarian, I would have laughed in your face. But for me, it was a natural progression. It really works. And so I've never claimed that I'm going to be a vegetarian for life or anything like that, but I'm going to do it as long as it works for me. And so it continues to work for me. And so as I started to eat healthier and, started to grocery shop more and eat out less and cook more, I started finding out more about food in general, what was in food, what made food good, what made food bad. And as I was doing that, I started reading labels. And when I started reading labels changed my life. It really, really did, because I realized that there were so many harmful things in the food that I was buying, the food that I was consuming every day. If you've never read any labels, I challenge you to go into your cupboard and read some of the labels on some of the food that you have in there. You will be shocked to see the chemicals, the additives, the colors, the dyes, the things that are supposed to be safe, that are FDA approved. Some of those things are actually banned in other countries, believe it or not. But they continue to feed us that here, or let companies put those ingredients into our food here in the United States, which is ridiculous. And then when I started learning about vegetables and pesticides and GMO vegetables, genetically modified organisms, that really it disturbed me, it shocked me, but it shocked me into action. And so what I did when I learned about all those things, I was like, okay, all right, I'm not gonna put this crap in my body. I'm gonna start cooking things from scratch. And my mom raised me in a house, we were not allowed to have anything in a box. If I brought a box of Betty Crocker home, she would throw it in the trash. And I like, BS you not. She would throw it in the trash. We were not allowed to make things from a box, which was really great because I learned how to make a lot of things from scratch. And so now a lot of my foods, I make them from scratch. I rarely eat things from a box, a bag, a can. And there are some exceptions to that rule, but generally I try to make everything fresh. And it's just because I like to know what's in my food, and I like to know what I'm putting in my body and what I'm feeding the people that I love. So I want to make sure that I'm eating the healthiest food possible. And so really, all of that, all of those things, me competing and doing 5 triathlons, 2 half marathons, countless 5Ks, becoming a vegetarian, all of those things started with me going natural. It was all a journey of self-discovery. And so for me, that was the switch that happened for me. That was the trigger that really made me do a lot of self-reflection and realize and think about what it is I wanted, the goals that I wanted to achieve, how I wanted to feel, what I wanted to do, and do it. And not be scared, and not be intimidated, and not be unsure because nobody around me was doing it. When I started doing a lot of this stuff, and luckily I had Alex, so me and Alex were doing it together, but my friends thought I was crazy. Seriously, they thought I was absolutely nuts. And now they all jumped on the bandwagon, because now a lot of the stuff that I was talking about, 5 years ago, a lot of those things are in the media about the food and the chemicals in the food and the GMOs and that's for another video. And just to let you know that it is a journey, and this has been a 5-year journey, really, a 5-year journey for me to become more health and fitness conscious, become a vegetarian, all of those different types of things. So just, for anybody out there who's starting their natural hair journey, fitness journey, nutrition journey, whatever it is that you're starting to, your self-betterment, that's the right word, you're trying to better yourself, it's a journey. It does not happen overnight. Sometimes you take 2 steps forward and 5 steps back, but it's okay. Just know that you have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. Keep trying different things until you find what works for you, because what works for somebody else might not work for you. So you really have to figure out what specifically works for you. So if you have any questions, you can leave a comment in the comment box below. If you like the video that you see, be sure to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to visit sportyafros.com for more workout hair care solutions, nutrition tips, and fitness tips. See you guys later.